Welcome to episode number 57 of the Active Geek podcast entitled 2016 in Review and 2017 Preview. So, 2016 is out the door. It started off pretty good, entertainment-wise, with Deadpool and Captain America Civil War, and there were some other movies sprinkled in there, like Batman vs. Superman, Doctor Strange, and then it ended really great with Star Wars, Rogue One. Then it took a turn for the worse when we lost a lot of celebrities, from David Bowie to Alan Rickman, all the way down to George Michael and Carrie Fisher, most recently. But we didn't get a chance to review the loss of Carrie Fisher because we already recorded this episode before she had passed. But 2016 is done. We're going to move on from 2016 and hopefully have a better 2017 where we preview all the movies and TV and the events that we're looking forward to in the upcoming year. So without any further ado, this is episode number 57 of the Active Geek podcast entitled 2016 in Review, 2017 Preview. Happy New Year, everyone. Holy 2016, Chuck from Charlatron. The year's over. Can you believe it?
Went by quick.
I know, man. It's just like every single day kind of blends in together. Mm-hmm. You know, you wake up, and by the time you look at the clock, it's time to go to bed. But that's not what we're going to rant about. We know the struggles of time, right? Yeah. We can't fight time unless we're Doctor Strange. We can go back in time and do this all day. But we can't. We can't. You and I can't. Until we build our time flux capacitor.
Our DeLorean.
Our DeLorean. Go back in time. Play with ZZ Top. Huey Lewis in the news. You know what I mean? That's what I'm ready for. Then become a Teen Wolf.
Then become
a Teen Wolf. That's what I'm seriously looking forward to that. Becoming a Teen Wolf.
You're halfway there.
Well, I'm an adult wolf. I want to go back and become a Teen Wolf.
Oh, okay.
And play basketball still. You know, did you ever realize, hold on, to go one step in Teen Wolf, did you ever realize nobody gave a fuck that he was a Teen Wolf? Playing basketball?
No one cared.
Like, yeah, check his vaccines and...
Like, did he have rabies?
Yeah, dude's growing into a Teen Wolf and they're like, oh, let's play basketball. Like, to do another basketball analogy, remember when Magic Johnson came back?
Yeah. Right?
And he obviously had AIDS. He came back with HIV and... They were kind of curious about him, worried about him, like because they don't want to start getting bleeding all over him. And then Teen Wolf, a wolf, carnivore, that can eat people, play basketball with children. I think Magic Johnson got the raw end of that deal. That's why we need a movie, Magic vs. Teen Wolf. Just call it out there.
Teen Wolf.
I think it'd be great. But this specific episode is the second time that we've done this type of episode. And this is the year review. Mm-hmm. We're going to take a look back on 2016. Since we're in the, by the time this goes up, it's the week before Christmas, we're not going to talk about presents and stuff, and what we asked for. But the year's over. All the big blockbuster movies have come out, minus, Assassin's Creed. I don't think that might be a blockbuster. Or Passengers, which is getting really bad reviews.
Is it?
It's getting destroyed on the review scene. Yeah, it's like, don't see it. That's what they're saying. I'm going to see it.
I'll wait.
Yeah, I want to see Jennifer Lawrence climb across the table. But we're gonna do a little bit different. Last year we did.
You also didn't Rogue One.
Well, Rogue One is
technically
it's out. We have not seen it.
No.
But as we're recording this, once we're done, we're going to see it.
Yeah.
But you have to, last year we did a 2015 review. And then a separate episode, we did a 2016 preview. I have a pretty specific episode guide that we're working on. There's a lot of good stuff coming out in January and February. So we're going to punch them together. So half of it's going to be a review, half of it's going to be a preview. So first, with the review, let's talk about the movies. We've had a ton of movies come out this year. And this is kind of the first year, the first step for entertainment for our liking, where we get a ton of superhero movies.
Yeah, we got a lot.
It goes all the way up to 2020. You know what I mean? So we're going to get like 4 or 5, maybe 6 superhero movies per year. What did you think of the movies that came out this year?
I mean, they're great. I mean, there was a lot. I mean, you got X-Men Apocalypse, Civil War, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, Deadpool, Suicide Squad, Doctor Strange, Rogue One, Batman vs. Superman. You know what I mean? Like
Jungle Book.
Jungle Book was great. And, non-comic book movies.
Oh, you got Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there were tons of movies that came out.
Ton of movies. And I thought it was a good year for movies.
Yeah, everyone that you named, I saw. Start in February, we started with Deadpool, and we're concluding in December with Rogue One. But I also plan on seeing Assassin's Creed. If you didn't listen to our last episode, you should listen to it because we talk about it. That's it's an Assassin's Creed episode. I think that it was a strong year for movies. However, I think there was a lot of complaints from non-superhero fans that there was oversaturation. You know what I mean?
Because I can see that.
From February to August, there was pretty much a superhero movie out every month, right? So it was Deadpool, BVS, then Civil War, right?
Mm-hmm.
Suicide Squad, or X-Men, Turtles, Suicide Squad, and then we kind of leveled out for a little bit. And Ghostbusters was out too. Like, we can't forget about Ghostbusters. Guess that would be considered like a superhero movie, right? They're saving the day. They're heroes.
More of the genre movie.
Yeah. But then we had to wait until you had Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them then came out, and Doctor Strange. Mm-hmm. Was there anything in September? Am I missing anything in September? Sausage Party? That's a superhero movie. It's my superhero movie.
Did you see it yet?
It's a raunchy-ass movie.
Oh, raunchy as hell.
My favorite is the end.
The orgy?
Yeah, it's my favorite part where the Twinkie's getting slammed up.
You know who the bagel was, right?
It was Edward Norton. Yeah. Sammy Bagel Jr. or whatever. But, with all those movies that came out, I was stoked because I know looking forward, up from 2017 to 2020, we're getting movies out the wazoo. Mm-hmm. And we'll talk about 2017 in specific in a little bit. What was your favorite movie that came out? Now, this is probably a tough one because, like I said, Star Wars Rogue One we haven't seen yet, which is probably going to take top spot, right?
It's probably going to take top spot because
Empire Strikes Back good is what we're hearing. Crazy shit.
I mean, as anyone knows, I'm a huge Star Wars fan.
No one knows that, John.
Nobody knows. So, most likely it will probably be my top movie. But as of right now, what I've seen, I'm probably going to get shit for this.
Batman vs Superman.
No, and it's not it's not the best movie that came out.
Because Civil War is the best movie that came out.
I think Civil War is the best, but the best one that I liked,
Deadpool.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2.
Really? Okay, I can't give you shit for that. I can because I enjoyed it as well.
And the reason, and a lot of our listeners are probably like, "What the fuck? That movie sucked."
I don't think a lot of our listeners saw it. Because, obviously, didn't see it because it's not getting a sequel.
The reason it is my favorite movie of the year because I sit back and think that is the movie my 10-year-old self wanted to see.
Yeah.
It had Bebop. It had Rocksteady. It had Krang. It had the Technodrome.
Had Casey Jones.
Had Casey Jones. Love Stephen Amell.
Yeah.
Not great for Casey Jones.
Oh, well, we can't blame him for it.
No. I mean, hey, he got the job. He didn't do a horrible job, but it's not the Casey Jones that we wanted.
Yeah.
But after the fact, I think it was better than the first one.
Absolutely.
And again, like I said, when I watched it, I remember we got out of the movie theater, and I'm like, this is what I wanted when I was a child.
Yeah, we were excited.
And, the first Ninja Turtles in the 90s was great. It was grounded. I had Casey Jones. Had, your Turtles, your Shredder.
April. Yeah.
But, you know what I mean? It was more of a grounded movie. The cartoons and stuff that we lived on, that we base everything off of, was not a grounded show.
No, not at all.
You know what I mean? It was sci-fi and
talking alligator that flew in to New York City.
It was very
from Louisiana swamp.
The cartoon was very sci-fi.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's where this was.
Yeah.
And it was exactly what I wanted to see in a Turtles movie. Again, flawed certain spots, but what movie isn't flawed?
Oh, absolutely.
So, my favorite of the year is Out of the Shadows, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2.
Like I said, I can't give you shit for that. It had our future Poison Ivy in it with Megan Fox. If you haven't heard the rumors, she might be circling. I know you did, but for our listeners, she might be circling Poison Ivy on her credits list for the new
Gotham
City Sirens. Now, is that the Harley Quinn solo movie?
I think so.
So it's not really a solo movie. It's a team-up movie.
It's more... I think it's going to be a Harley Quinn-led movie. But
okay. How about a Deadshot solo movie coming out the woodwork because it's Will Smith?
Well, he said he wants it, and then he
They confirmed it.
He said that he wants to be in Harley Quinn.
Of course he does. Of course, because he knows it's going to do better than all the other movies he's put out in 20 years. You know what I mean? This was a really hard one for me to pick.
I thought it was going to be easy for you.
Well, no, because you got to look at it from, like, Civil War was amazing.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Cap is my dude. It had everything I wanted in it. Reintroduction of Spider-Man. Introduction of Black Panther. You had so much in there, and it's so much that, like, Scarlet Witch was badass in it. Everyone's in it, right?
It was a fantastic movie.
It was the best movie that came out in 2016. Was it my favorite? We'll see. Deadpool was much more than I expected.
Yeah.
I walked out of that in stitches because it was so fucking funny. It was everything I wanted out of a Deadpool movie, but was it my favorite? We will see. Then you had Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. I'm a Harry Potter person. I'm an animal person. So you put them both together and you focus on the mythical creatures and you focus on a dark wizarding story. It has to be... That's my favorite. Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. Close runner-up was Warcraft.
Really?
I'm kidding. That was a good movie. I enjoyed that one, but I'm going to go Fantastic Beasts, Where to Find Them, and then Civil War, then Deadpool. Doctor Strange was really good, too. We'll move on to our least favorite. I'll start this boat off. My least favorite was Batman vs. Superman. Was it your least favorite?
Nope.
Oh, great! I'm glad we can differ on this one. You saw it. I saw it. Chelsea saw it. Chelsea hated it, and she saw the extended copy. She was like, "Why is this movie 36 hours long?" You know what I mean? Like, it was beautifully shot, and we talked about. I think I've shit on this movie in every episode. I've had a chance to bring it up, but it's my least favorite movie because what it could have been. You know what I mean? When you only get 15 to 20 minutes of Batman versus Superman fighting, if that, and the title's called Batman versus Superman, you've dropped the ball. This was more of a... Like, Batman doesn't like Superman. Like, you could have skipped the whole Lex Luthor party, all the foreshadowing, everything, had them fight, then there's a greater cause. You know what I mean? You were talking about Rogue One off record, and said, the third act is huge.
Yep.
Right? And movies are usually shot in acts. 3 acts. 1, 2, and 3. Batman vs. Superman was shot in, 15 acts. There were 2 endings. And you're sitting there like, oh, it's over. Ha! No, it's not. It's over. Nope. Now they're in the prison. You know what I mean? And then, for that to be released and not be what the director wanted, and have to release another vision of the movie where maybe it's 15, 20 minutes longer and it explains more, what? You're still going to make a shitload of money. That movie made a lot of money. Release the real copy. Same thing with Suicide Squad. What was your least favorite?
Now, is it any movie, or we just talk about our comedy?
No, any movie. Your least favorite movie of 2016.
The least favorite movie is Pride, Prejudice, and Zombies.
That didn't come out in 16.
It did.
Really? I thought they came out in 15.
Okay, then I'll have another one. Warcraft.
Warcraft was your least favorite?
Yeah.
Really? Why?
Because, again, I'm not a Warcraft fan.
Yeah.
But coming in, it was okay, but I didn't love it by any means, and I'm the kind of person that I don't hate too many movies.
Yeah, I mean, you like Jupiter Ascending.
I didn't say I liked Jupiter, but it was my least favorite. I'm not going to say I hated it, but it was my least favorite because some of the CGI was kind of corny.
Okay.
Some of it was good, and then it was long. And I came out going, it was okay.
But it's introducing you to a world.
I know.
Wouldn't you want it to be long?
Yeah, you know what? And it might just me being biased because I don't know.
Yeah.
And kind of ignorant to it, but, I liked a lot of movies this year. That one I just wasn't thrilled with.
Where does Batman vs. Superman stack up with you?
We'll talk about that.
Does it go to the second least favorite?
What
movie surprised you, Chuck?
Batman vs. Superman.
Why did it surprise you?
Because we talked about this before. I didn't hate it. And I thought it was going to be kind of what you think it is. A complete shit show.
Well, I thought it was going to be a fight. A movie where they fight.
This is what it is. And I'm not, and again, people are going to give me shit for this. Batman vs. Superman was not a great movie.
No.
I thought it was going to be Jupiter Ascending with superheroes.
Okay.
That's what I thought it was going to be because all the shit that I was hearing, I mildly enjoyed it. So I'm surprised because when surprising, a lot of people think you loved the movie.
Yeah.
I didn't love the movie. It's just not as bad as I thought it was.
See, I was surprised on how bad it was. Because, it's not my most surprising movie. Think about what we got out of that movie.
Oh, yeah. We
got 4 origin stories, essentially, within 20 minutes.
I agree. Not a good movie.
No.
But I mildly enjoyed it. I was entertained with the special effects and the fighting, but it was very, 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 very flawed. I just expected a bigger shit show, in my opinion.
Yeah, well, I can see where you're coming from.
Because remember us going in there, I was like, "This is going to be fucking shit."
Well, we knew it was going to be bad.
And I walked out, and I remember telling you, he goes, I didn't hate it as much as I thought it would.
Yeah, well, when you go in there thinking it's going to be shit, and it comes out, and it's it's not great, but it's still not shit. Yeah, it's surprising.
And that's where it's different because your surprising might be, I thought it was shit, and I loved the movie.
No, because I kind of feel like no movie really shocked me this year. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you had your hope. Like Civil War, you thought it was going to be great?
It was great. Doctor Strange, I thought it was going to be trippy. It was trippy. Fantastic Beasts, Where to Find Him, I thought it was going to be great. It was great.
And you know what, another surprising here, and I'm going to go, I thought X-Men Apocalypse was going to be better than it was.
Oh, yeah. Well, lately, I don't know if they can get the X-Men franchise right. And it all goes back to the portrayal of Mystique for me. Stop with the anti-hero bullshit. She's not a good guy, ever.
And Apocalypse, Oscar Isaac.
That was a bad look.
Great actor. Bad look.
Bad look.
And the portrayal was... And I like Oscar Isaac.
Mm-hmm.
He was great in Force Awakens. He was great in... what was that?
Ex Machina, he was great.
Sucker Punch?
Yeah, I don't think anybody saw Sucker Punch. That's on the list of worst movies. I like Sucker Punch.
I like Sucker Punch too.
But he was good in Ex Machina too.
Yeah.
And there's 3 people in that movie. It was a great movie.
And 2 Star Wars characters.
Yeah. I think Alicia Vikander is going to be in it too. In a Star Wars, in a universe. I think so. She fits that universe.
Yeah. Oh.
Michael Fassbender's girlfriend. But what else were you saying about Apocalypse?
But I didn't... It was... I just... Because I really like the X-Men universe.
Yeah.
And these prequels, sequels, however you want to call them.
Yeah, the timeline's really fucked on this.
They're not as good. Like, the first 2 X-Men were fantastic.
Yeah. Days of Future Past was great.
And then...
I didn't like First Class.
But then it's kind of fallen apart a little bit.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's because they don't know where to go with it.
Yeah.
They're too much in their head trying to compete with Marvel. Put out a good franchise and people will follow. Mm-hmm. It's amazing how the execution of one character can ruin the entire scenario for everything. Apocalypse is a huge force to be reckoned with, and he was a puppet master in this movie.
Yeah.
That wasn't my most surprising one. Suicide Squad. I went into Suicide Squad thinking it was going to be better than Batman versus Superman, and I came out thinking it was a step, maybe just a sliver above it.
I think it was better.
A sliver above it for me. It was... The story was so jumbled together, and I haven't seen the extended version. I know that's wrapped under the Christmas tree. Chelsea got it for me. I know it. Just having, like, when I see that, maybe it'll raise the bar, like Batman vs. Superman for me, because the extended copy kind of raised the bar for me. But the villain was awful in Suicide Squad. Like that, like the execution, they look like putties from fucking Power Rangers. They were terrible. Execution on Jay Courtney's character, really bad.
The way he portrayed it was good. Just no screen time.
Hey, he's in there for 5 seconds, and then just like too much. I don't know, too much like kind of bullshit romance.
Too much Will Smith.
Yeah, well, he was. I know it was a Will Smith movie, but like, I don't picture Deadshot as a gangster.
No.
You know what I mean? I don't picture him like, oh, this hoe's playing with me. Like, it was funny, but I thought Suicide Squad could have been so much better. And now, like, the rumors that Jared Leto's not coming back. I liked him as the Joker. He wasn't my favorite. He wasn't my least favorite, but...
Who was your favorite character?
In the movie?
Yeah.
I really liked Harley.
Yeah, I think everyone loves Harley.
But, Diablo was cool. But the problem with the Diablo part is, like, I'm not going to do it. I'm going to do it. Like, there was no... Like, he didn't realize, like, how, you don't like these people, and then you turn into, like, they're your family?
Yeah.
Like, there's parts where I'm confused on why they chose to go in that direction. And now, here's another thing with fucking DC Entertainment. They only, like, Zack Snyder does Batman vs. Superman, he gets Justice League. Yeah. David Ayer does Suicide Squad, he gets Gotham City Sirens. So I can imagine, like, yeah, the girls are going to look slutty. Because that's
but can you say the same thing with Marvel? Because look at the Civil War. It's directed.
Yeah, but no.
They're doing Avengers.
Yeah, but I don't know if you know where I'm going with it. Both movies were lackluster.
Okay.
Right? So they kind of dropped the ball. Like, Civil War, like, I would give the keys to the kingdom to the Russos.
Yeah.
After Civil War.
And they kind of have.
Yeah, Zack Snyder puts out a movie that could have been the biggest movie of the year. Batman vs. Superman.
Oh, totally could have been.
And dropped the ball. And then he gets a movie for next year that could be the biggest movie of the year. And it's probably going to drop the ball.
You get 2, because he's doing Justice League 1 and 2.
Yeah. So you get they stick with their stable, and I get it. Marvel does the same thing, but they go out and they get, they get James Gunn, and they get whoever else they want, right? Scott Derrickson. They get those guys. DC's a little late on the ball. You got James Wan doing Aquaman, which I'm excited for. But then you got Zack Snyder, who totally dropped the ball on Batman vs. Superman. David Ayer dropped the ball on Suicide Squad.
I mean, can't talk about Flash because they can't keep a director.
Right? But think about that. When has Marvel released a movie that was the extended cut?
They don't.
They don't, because you get the movie that the director sees and that the company wants. Not with DC. Not with DC Warner Brothers. And that's not, like, I shit on DC as much as I want to. I like DC. I like their comics. I like their television show. I love their characters. They drop the ball in their movies. That's my thought. And call me a Marvel fanboy or whatever, a Marvel purist. I'll wear the crown. I don't give a fuck. But I could guarantee most people that would say, like, oh, you only like Marvel characters, I'd shit on them in trivia with DC characters and DC television and how everything works. I just don't like their movies. I'll see them and I'll give them my money. I just don't like them. Yeah. So Suicide Squad kind of surprised me. Moving into the TV world, we've had Arrow, Flash, Legend, Supergirl, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., The Walking Dead, Game of Thrones. All of our shows were on this year. What did you think?
I thought it was a good year for shows.
Yeah, absolutely.
My favorite has been the DCCW.
Mm-hmm.
The crossover event that was just a couple weeks ago from this recording. Amazing.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And they've really stepped up their... I mean, 5 years ago, 5 years ago, Arrow started. And it was kind of like, all right, what's going to happen? And now 5 years later, you have this huge, continuous universe.
Yeah.
And I don't think anyone expected that.
No, because it's a B-list hero for DC. It's not one of the Golden Boys. People get him confused with Iron Man. Yeah, they get Arrow.
Okay.
No, Robin Hood.
Ah.
You know what I mean? They're like, oh, he's in green. He looks like Robin Hood. But he's taken off and created this entire universe, like you said, and has people like just put him in the fucking entertainment universe.
Well, I think what happened, like, he was big, and then they gave him Flash, and then Flash just exploded.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then comes Legends and then Supergirl and all this, and it's just this huge continuous universe. It's amazing.
Yeah, and not even just CW. Like, if you think about it, they were Smallville, right? And then Arrow comes along. That's the first superhero television show since Smallville. That opens the lanes for Marvel to say, we can be profitable in TV too. If DC didn't put Arrow out, we wouldn't have Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Mm-hmm. We wouldn't have The Defenders. We wouldn't have these shows. We wouldn't have had Agent Carter. They would have just dominated the movie scene and let DC pick up the scraps on TV. But with the popularity of Arrow, a lesser-known character to, non-superhero purists, to be that popular, and it helps that they kind of target towards a young female demographic with the CW viewers, because they put this shirtless guy out there, and their first poster, you didn't know it was a superhero movie. Dude, shirtless with a bow, but he's got scars on him. You know what I mean? So they targeted it right. They picked it up, but then the men started following, and then the superhero people started following. They're like, yeah, this is what I want. This is kind of green Batman, but this is what I want. And I was late to the party. We've said that before, because I didn't know that it was the Green Arrow. CW had put out shit shows. You know what I mean? The only show I liked on CW was Supernatural, and then that went 40 years too long, and I stopped watching it. So they put the show Arrow out, and I'm like, oh, it's probably a fucking Cupid movie. A Robin Hood movie. I thought it was Robin Hood. Didn't know it was the Green Arrow. Because he didn't have his hood on. He's just this shirtless dude. And now I love it. So, you think CW has cornered the market.
That, and then we had a great year for Marvel Netflix.
Yeah, oh my god.
Because we had Jessica Jones in February. Mm-hmm. Then we had
Was it in February?
Yeah.
I thought it was in October last year. Mm-mm. Because I thought Daredevil was in March.
I thought it was in February.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Because remember we did a Jessica Jones episode that got scrapped in October.
Yeah. Okay.
Man, you were all off. Did you go back in time like Barry and fuck up the timeline?
I did. So, Daredevil Season 2.
Yep, in March.
Changed the game with Daredevil. And introduced the Punisher. And now he's getting his own series.
Yep.
And then in late September,
we get Luke Cage.
Mm-hmm. Fell in love with Luke Cage. Bought a soundtrack.
Yeah.
Listen to it all the time. And then they set up with Defenders. Iron Fist is coming in a couple months.
Yep. Daredevil, Luke Cage season 2. Daredevil season 3. Jessica Jones season 2. Like, they're Punisher in 2017 or 2018?
17.
Yeah, Defenders and Punisher and Iron Fist in 17. Mm-hmm. Awesome. Can't fucking wait.
So, to where CW goes, this, and then, Netflix is like, you know what?
We got this.
And
we can curse.
And have sex scenes.
Yeah. Well, they have sex scenes in Arrow, but not as graphic as Jess Jones getting slammed.
By Luke Cage.
Yeah, that was man. But he showed why he was Power Man in that scene.
And that's the thing. They, it's their universe, but it's darker.
Oh yeah.
And they're not copying CW at all. You know what I mean? And I think, and they can exist at the same time without one fucking with the other.
No, absolutely. And you don't hear like, oh, Arrow's getting canceled because of popularity of Daredevil.
No.
The good thing about Netflix is, like, you watch that show and then it was like, hey, similar to this, Arrow. And you're like, oh, I like that. Or vice versa, similar to Arrow, Daredevil. Yeah. So you get a chance to kind of see that. I agree with what you said on, Netflix properties for Marvel, and as far as the CW as well. But, The Walking Dead introduced Negan.
Yeah, that was also on my list.
And we still have Negan, which is great. So the introduction of, like, I get that the season finale last year was kind of lackluster for a lot of people, and they pissed. I think it was the lowest rated episode in Walking Dead.
Really?
Because the Morgan episode got a higher rating on IMDb than that one. So that's where the bar is. That Morgan, I think, is like the third lowest one. The Terror episode this season was the second lowest. But, you know, we get Negan. We get the Battle of the Bastards in Game of Thrones. Ramsay finally dies. And if I spoiled it for you, shame. I will walk you naked down the street. Young shame. But, you know, the introduction of Ghost Rider in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was enormous.
Up
and then
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. for me.
Yeah, and then by Ghost Rider, we're going to do LMDs now, which is cool. I'm really curious to see where they go with the LMDs. And then they released Slingshot, and Slingshot was kind of But the thing that sticks out to me, which is a surprising show that's continuing to kind of do great, but not get a lot of love from the fans, is Gotham.
Yeah.
I really enjoy Gotham. I like what they've been doing. But people aren't still behind it. But once Jerome comes back in 2017...
I think that's going to blow up.
Yeah, it is. Because have you seen the picture?
Yeah.
He's the Joker. He's absolutely the Joker. And he's probably going to be a better Joker than Leto.
I think he's got to be, like, the driving force behind that show.
Yeah. Well, the city's about to go mad.
Because people love Joker.
Yeah.
And I think the introduction of him, and if he's done right, show would take off.
I mean, he was done right in the beginning, his character. So I was really excited for that. I think, again, I will reiterate what you said, that, God, it's been a great year for TV. It's been a great year for movies. Mm-hmm. It's also been a great year for us, personally, with cons. You know, we went to Heroes and Villains Fan Fest during the fucking blizzard of 2016. Yeah. We drove up there when they were offering refunds. And we still went up there, and we trekked up there, and we stood in a...
And we did our first mobile podcast.
Yeah, the only mobile podcast. We said first, like we were doing them all the time, but
we might do another one.
We may. But, you know, you figure we stood in a freezing cold parking garage to meet Stephen Amell first thing in the morning. Then we met Katie Cassidy. Mm-hmm. So we met Laurel before she even died in the show. But now
it was weeks later.
Yeah, and she's back now, which I'm super pumped about. But we met them, and then we go to, you know, Wizard World, and we saw fucking Doc Brown,
Christopher Lloyd.
We meet Doc Brown,
yeah.
But then we see Hiddles, and we saw John Cena,
and your fiance. Hey Tom. No,
yeah,
hey Steven.
Hey Steven. No. Hey Steve.
Yeah,
like
Steven
they're best friends. Like. They just walk by. He's like, oh, hey. And just do the thing. But we saw Hiddles.
Yeah, my wife was...
Do you remember the joke I made?
No.
Like, for the listeners out there, Tom Hiddleston did a signing at Wizard World Philly, and he had the biggest draw, obviously.
Yeah.
And they were all women.
Yeah.
And I said that the janitor's crew is going to be needing a lot of extra mops because the floor is soaked.
I do remember that.
Like, as soon as he was announced, like... puddles on the floor.
And
they were so excited to see
a lot of them was from our women.
Yeah. A lot of it was from me, actually. Because, like, I got some pretty creeper shots of him. But, like, we met Christopher Lloyd. Mm-hmm. We saw John Cena. Remember when we saw John Cena?
Yeah.
Our boy Steve walked by us. And that was a great day. But then, Heroes and Villains Fan Fest, where we meet Ray Park. Or not Heroes and Villains. Greater Philadelphia Comic-Con.
We met Ray Park. And then also... we met Neil Adams. The great Neil Adams.
Yep.
And got some signed...
was that a Great Philadelphia?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice guy. And we got some
Prince signed.
We got some Prince signed. I got one of...
Jesus dunking on Shaq.
The Death of Robin.
Yep.
With Ra's al Ghul and Batman. And you got classic Green Arrow and Black Canary.
Hell yeah, man. That's one of my favorite prints ever.
And I got one from my nephew, and they were signed. He was a nice guy, but Ray Park was awesome.
Do you remember when we went and like Ray Park just walks right by me, and I'm like, "Yo, what's up, Ray?" And I shake his hand, and you're like, "What the fuck, dude? Like, you just go up to these people." I can't talk to strangers.
Yeah.
But celebrities, I can be like, hey, what's up, man?
And
Like
then
they're my
we
best
seen
friends.
Kel Mitchell,
We did see Cal, yeah.
and he was buff as shit.
Yep, wearing a Good Burger
Good
shirt.
Burger subliminal tee with his face and burgers all over it.
That was... you got a picture with the Stormtroopers?
Yeah.
And Ani Mia?
Yep.
Yep, and Riddle was there, and I was too nervous to meet her.
Yeah, you were.
It wasn't I was too nervous. Chelsea was there. And I think that's... I don't know. I don't want her to get mad at me. You got big titties in my face. I don't want her to... It's like, it's like bringing Chelsea to a strip club. I'm like, hey, let me get this lap dance. You watch. You know what I mean? I don't want to be that guy. But the cons were really good.
You went to more cons than me.
I did. Do you want me to brag?
Yeah, good. You
All
traveled.
right.
You traveled.
I went to New Orleans Comic Con, and that's where I met Chris Evans and Jeremy Renner. I also met Frank Grillo, Stephen Yuen. I didn't get a picture with him, but I talked to him. And Johnny Bernthal in the bathroom. Super weird. But I met those 5 people, and that was a great day. New Orleans was first time in New Orleans. It was a beautiful city. A lot of homeless people. A lot of the smell of weed. There was like a mobile weed car driving by. It's weird. I don't partake, but that was there. And then I went to Pittsburgh most recently and met Charlie Cox. I saw Fogbog. I saw Nichelle Nichols, who I've kind of highlighted this, but I went to 2 extra Comic-Cons this year. We were going to go to Rhode Island. However, I had a wedding to go to that I was so excited to go at. Missed the UFC 205, and I missed the meetings of Stan Lee. So that was kind of a bummer. But hopefully this year, we have Heroes and Villains Fan Fest, and there's some other Comic-Cons, hopefully, that he'll be by. What are some moments that stand out in 2016 for you?
Wizard World.
Okay.
I really like that. And then the cons too. Just cons in general was a lot of fun. How we just talked about one of the most interesting was the trip to DC Villain.
Yeah.
FanFest.
That was dangerous, man. Remember when you came to pick me up and I was trying to shovel my truck out and I couldn't get it because I had like 4 more feet to... I've been out there since like 3 in the morning.
So then I had to drive.
Yeah, you drive your Civic up there. Or your Accord, right?
Civic.
No, I was right.
And you know what?
Snap.
The roads were fun.
Yeah, roads were beautiful.
Yeah.
The roads are probably worse now than they were in the blizzard of 16.
Yeah, I think we even thanked Chris Christie in the podcast for making it clear.
I think we shouted out Chris Christie. Oh, he's the next guest on the podcast.
Yeah, oh my God. I think we would have no podcast after that.
Oh, I think Trump will listen to it. He's a big Chris Christie fan. He's going to be the Secretary of Food.
But, so then we, so that, and then, and entertainment-wise, the DC Universe
that crossover.
That was my big moments.
Yeah, they were huge. They were really big parts. I really enjoyed traveling. I got to go to places that I had never been to. I had a chance to meet people I never met. But, on a personal level, this was my first full year engaged. So that was awesome. And also had to plan a wedding, which is stressful.
That's coming up.
Itself. Yeah,
you're almost done.
Christmas, it'll be 3 months away. We're done planning, but, we have...
Now it's the wait.
We're nitty gritty. Just gotta make sure everything, sticks. But that was really cool. That's a big moment. But also, we got picked up by a network.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? In less than a year, and that's pretty impressive. And in 2016, we put out really good quality podcast episodes. I think.
I think we did.
To the point that we garnered some attention from our friends at the Geek Culture Cast Network. And we were able to, we haven't collaborated yet with them, but we're a family now. So, we had a chance to, I've had a chance to talk to the guys over at the Geek Culture Cast Network, like Trulock and, KJ the Comic Guy, and they have another woman named Lady Archer, and they put out really good products, like Legend of the Panel podcast and Warp My TARDIS. They have really good stuff, and, for us to thrive when they're thriving as well, and bring our geek ways into their Geek Culture Cast Network, for us to kind of collaborate and have success and be fun and,
It's huge.
Yeah, it's huge for us. So a big thanks to them.
Yeah, thank you.
For all of our listeners to go out there and, subscribe to all their stuff and listen to their products because they're absolutely killing it. So make sure you go out there and listen to them. But they've been the big things for me.
Yeah.
I didn't get promoted at work, nothing like that, but they're big moments for me. Let's move on. Let's jump into the DeLorean. We're going to go 2 weeks from now, and we're going to talk about 2017. Okay? So we have a shit ton of movies coming out in 2017 as well. What do we got, Chuck? You know any?
I got a list.
I knew you have a list. That's why I went to you.
Underworld, Resident Evil,
Okay.
John Wick 2, Lego Batman, Logan, Kong Skull Island, Beauty and the Beast, Power Rangers, Ghost in the Shell, Fate and the Furious. Fate of the Furious.
Fate and the Furious. That's a good one.
Guardians of the Galaxy 2, King Arthur, Pirates of the Caribbean, Wonder Woman, Mummy, Transformers, Spider-Man Homecoming, War of the Planet of the Apes, Dark Tower, It, Blade 2049, Thor Ragnarok, Justice League, Star Wars 8.
Blade 2049? What the fuck is that?
Blade Runner. Sorry. Blade
I was
Runner.
like, when the fuck did that get announced?
They're the ones that I'm looking forward to.
Well, you had Thor Ragnarok on there, right?
Yep.
Okay. Justice League?
Yep.
Wonder Woman?
Yep.
Great. So we have 30 movies coming out?
A lot.
That makes my wallet weep. Thinking about all the movies that we're about to see.
Probably see 95% of them in theaters.
I don't think I'm going to see King Arthur in theaters.
I said 95%.
Yeah, that's it. That's one of the 5% that's going to get the DVD treatment for me. Blade Runner probably I'll see in theaters.
You got your boy in it.
It's got all my boys in it. Everybody's got my boys in it. What movies are they the movie you're looking forward to? All those movies? What about Cars 3? That comes out, right?
Yeah.
I'm not looking forward to that.
No,
I hate that franchise.
My most anticipated is probably Star Wars.
Okay.
And then Spider-Man.
I'm really looking forward to Thor Ragnarok. Really looking forward to Star Wars and Justice League. Because I want to see Aquaman. Shit on me all you want. I really like Aquaman and I like Jason Momoa, and I'm very excited to see his portrayal of Aquaman. Spider-Man looks phenomenal from the 2 trailers that we see, and I can't wait to see that. Guardians of the Galaxy I can't wait for. But I think my most anticipated movie is Wonder Woman.
Really?
I can't wait for it.
I think that's going to be, when that comes out to date, the top DC movie.
It has to be. And all these rumors of them saying that like this movie's shit and like the cast can't get behind the director, like I think that's just a bitter fan talk or a bitter ex-employee talking about it, because this movie looked like the trailer looks amazing. It looks Captain America First Avenger good. And I'm very excited for it because I think Gal Gadot, I was skeptical about her being Wonder Woman, but I think she's kind of cemented that for me. And I think having Chris Pine in it is a good role too.
And I think Power Rangers.
Power Rangers is going to be dope.
We're going to do that the night before your wedding.
Yeah, fuck yeah, we are. Beauty and the Beast. That looks really good.
I know the girls want to see that.
Oh, Chelsea's amped for it. There's so many good movies coming out, man. Kong looks great. Mm-hmm. We don't get Deadpool 2.
No.
Which is all right. But, just Kong and all these movies. Star Wars looks... they haven't done any trailers for Star Wars yet.
They said it's going to be a little bit.
What, are they reshooting?
I don't know. I think maybe editing, cutting it.
Okay. Well, it is what it is, but don't rush the process. I think we have... 2017 is going to be better in movies than 2016. You think?
Maybe.
Think about it. There's still movies that may not be announced.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, Cloverfield wasn't announced.
No.
And that was good. And that came out in 2016.
Yeah, that was really good.
Avatar 2 come out this year? Or next year? Or is that 18?
I think 18.
Okay, that's the time I'll kill myself.
The Avatar land is open.
Yeah, fuck all that talk. We're not going there ever. You might be. I'm not ever going there. And that ruined Animal Kingdom for me. Completely ruined Animal Kingdom. They're not animals. They're squirrel people. Oh, God, that should be on Epcot. That should be on Epcot. No, it should be in the fucking river. It should be in Guantanamo.
Next episode, the ranting of Jim hating Avatar.
Dude, I have my own podcast about Avatar. It's called I Hate Avatar, It's Shit, in the podcast store. So go check that out. It's just 45 minutes a day of me ranting about it. There's 366 episodes already. I've gone a year and a day. movie-wise, 2017 is shaping up to be fantastic.
Yep.
But TV is going to be really good too. You know, all of our shows come back from winter breaks.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you have Taboo with Tom Hardy coming out. You have Legion, which I believe is a Marvel Studios property.
Looks fucking weird.
It does look weird.
Yeah.
But think about it. That's an X-Men property Marvel Studios is going to be producing on a Fox channel. So I think they might be collaborating kind of like what Sony and Marvel did. You got Powerless coming out.
Yep.
That's a DC Television Universe show, which I think is going to get canceled because it's on NBC. But then you have so much more. You know, all of our shows are coming back. Westworld's probably going to come back in 2017, right?
I don't think so. I think it's getting one, but they said it's going to be a while.
Okay. Stranger Things comes back.
Yep.
You got Punisher, Iron Fist, Luke Cage, or not Luke Cage, Daredevil Season 3. And that's just stuff that's been announced and stuff that I can remember.
But also new ones you're thinking Inhumans.
Yep.
Huge.
Yeah, that's in September.
Defenders,
yep.
Star Trek Discovery.
Yeah.
Who just
Shaniqua Martin.
Sasha.
Yeah, from the Walking
Sasha
Dead.
from Walking Dead has been cast in the lead.
Is it still on CBS? Because I've heard rumors that...
I think it's like CBS Online.
Okay, yeah, because I've heard rumors that CBS couldn't sustain a sci-fi show like that.
I think it's like they're kind of like the CBS version of Netflix.
Okay.
Kind of like their online content.
Wait, is this another fucking thing I'm going to have to pay for?
Oh, well, I'm not paying for
If I have to pay for it, then that's just one less Star Trek thing I'm going to watch.
Yeah, I'm not watching it if I have to pay for it.
Because that's stupid.
I think, I mean, don't quote me on, but I think that's...
I think you're right. I think that's what I heard as well.
But the Inhuman is going to be huge.
Yeah.
And then...
First 2 episodes in IMAX.
Right around my birthday.
Yeah.
So happy birthday to me.
Yeah, I'm seeing Power Rangers the night before my wedding. I'm going to probably see Kong on my birthday. And we're going to see Inhumans on your birthday. Set in stone. So it has been written.
Yeah, I was talking to my wife last night. I was like, so we're going to see Kong for your birthday? Because her birthday a day before yours.
Yeah, and she loves Hiddles.
And she loves Hiddles. And she was like, yeah, maybe. I was like, he might be shirtless. She was like, okay.
Yeah. I'm excited for Powerless and Legion, for sure. And Taboo looks really good.
Taboo does look good. I'm looking for Inhumans, Iron Fist, and then Defenders. I mean, I guess you can call that a new show, but it's...
Yeah, they are.
It's more of a crossover, actually, show.
Still a new show. What about Twin Peaks? Doesn't that come out this year?
Yeah, I'll pass on that.
You're going to pass on it? Yeah. I'm excited for Outcast to return. That could be a new show for you.
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet.
And Preacher coming back. Again, another new show for you, potentially.
I watched.
Do you think we're going to get... Oh, we got the... There's still another untitled Marvel property.
Oh, yeah, the... I forget his name.
It's a mystery.
No, the guy that wrote it.
Yeah, I skipped my mind, but there's still an untitled... John Singletary?
No, it's not John Singletary.
But there's still that coming out.
And is Cloak and Dagger coming out?
I don't know if it's 2017 or 2018,
okay.
But that's on Freeform.
Yeah, I probably...
That's gonna, I think that's gonna kill it. Dude, think about it. Freeform could be the next CW. They have a lot of shows on there that people watch. Pretty Little Liars is on that channel, I think. Shadowhunters is on that channel. They're all I know.
It's definitely Disney's version of... Because the Freeform is a Disney channel, right?
It's an ABC property.
Yeah, because it's the ABC family, and now it's...
Freeform. Yeah, it's their ABC CW. Honestly, I can't tell you what channel it is. Might be 29 on my TV if it's the same channel as when ABC Family was on there.
No idea.
Well, maybe we'll have to start watching some Shadowland, Mortal Instruments or something. What about Shannara? Do you think Shannara comes back in 2017?
I don't know.
It's in the pipeline.
I started... I never finished it, because I was watching it, and then I was like, yeah.
I watched it, and I thought it was great. And I'm hoping that untitled show for Marvel is Ghost Rider.
That'd be amazing.
Because Gabriel Luna killed it.
Or Moon Knight.
I don't think they're going to do Moon Knight. And you know why? The more and more I think about Moon Knight, and we've gushed over Moon Knight this past 2 months, there's too much...
This year.
Yeah. There's too much religious backstory to it, where he talks to God. Not God God, but like another God. And I think that could kind of stray a few listeners. Whatever. Fuck them. Listen to it. Watch it. What are you expecting from our TV shows on the return from the winter break? Are you expecting for it to kind of start building a new plot lines, or is it just going to go balls to the wall?
I think just CW is going to continue to put out great content.
Yep.
I really want to see what happened. I mean, Flash was a big, oh shit. And then even with Arrow, with Katie Cassie coming back, I really want to see what they do with that. And I want to see what happens with Shield, LMD.
Yeah. See, I think CW is going to stay on track as far as, the same storyline, Flashpoint Paradox still. Except for Legends. I think they're going to go into the medieval times because they already casted Lady Guinevere. Mm-hmm. And then there's going to be a new member joining the Flash, Gypsy from the Justice League, which is really cool. And she was the woman from Sleepy Hollow. So you have her in it, and she's going to work with Cisco. So I think we're going to see some new faces. Well, LMD's my most curious because it's going to be a new civil. It's not going to be Shield does the whole split seasons, kind of like what Gotham does. Yeah. But Gotham's not doing that yet. It's going to be Mad City when it comes back as well. So I'm ready for them to kind of pick up where they left off as well. LMD is going to be different, so I'm curious about that. But I'm most excited for, one, the return of Game of Thrones, where you have the shortened season, the Starks are back at Winterfell. What happens next? Does Jon and Dany, do they meet? Which I'm thinking they do. They have to. But then also, the gang's back together on The Walking Dead. Yeah. So having the entire gang back together, I think that's going to be balls to the wall. And the preview for the mid-season premiere, I guess is what they're calling it, where Rick is talking to Ezekiel, fuck yeah. Yeah. It's got to be an all-out war. Got to be. You can't survive in that universe with the Saviors if you don't band together. No. You have to. Because Negan's essentially like post-apocalyptic Hitler. Yeah. He's just going in there and he's taking and he's killing. I don't know. There's going to be cons this year. You excited for any? Which ones are you looking forward to planning?
I mean, we always go to Wizard World. We always, I like a Heroes Villain Fan Fest.
October, right?
I think so.
It's late this year.
And we normally do Greater Philadelphia because it's a small one. It's not that far.
Yeah, and they get a good draw.
Yeah.
We met J. August Richards at one.
So I like, we just randomly met. Yeah. And he was nice, and I like to and meet some people. Yeah, as always, I like to meet some CW.
Yeah, pretty much everyone from CW.
And then you met Charlie Cox, but I would like meet Johnny Bernthal.
Oh yeah.
If he ever does one, Mike Coulter.
He does them all. He does. He's big on Wizard World.
I want to meet
him and Kristen Ritter.
I want to meet Luke Cage so bad.
Yeah, you want him to hold you in your arm like a baby.
And he whispers "Sweet Christmas" in my ear.
That's too far, my friend.
But same thing with me. I mean, because we normally go to the cons. But are you going to any cons out of the ordinary?
Probably
like New Orleans or
China. Probably. I'll probably go to one. Maybe when I'm in Ireland for my honeymoon, there will be a Comic-Con.
That would be awesome.
And I'll go over there. But, I'm going to Savannah right after the wedding, so who knows what goes on down there.
Savannah?
Huh?
Where are you going to Savannah
for a mini honeymoon?
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So we're going down there. I go to Florida twice a year to visit the in-laws. There's always cons down there. So yeah, I'm seat of my pants kind of thing. Like I'll go to a con if I want to. If it's close and I can afford it, I'm going. I'm going to Atlantic City this year, the Atlantic City Comic Con. Maybe I'll pop your cherry and you'll be able to go there. Who knows?
Yeah, every time my wife plans a vacation on every Atlantic City Comic Con. So
yeah,
we'll see.
Going to Wizard World Philly, Greater Philadelphia, Heroes and Villains. I think I'm going to do a Walker Stalker this year for The Walking Dead because I've never met anybody from The Walking Dead. Like I've met Bernthal, but I don't have a picture with him. I shook his hand, and that's about it. I don't know. The main thing I'm looking forward to, and hoping, God willing, is that Stan Lee does the Comic-Con around here, that I can meet him.
And then we're around here. We'll drive.
I drove to New Orleans. I'll drive anywhere. But if he's in Cincinnati, or if he's in Michigan, or if he's in New York, I really want to go to New York Comic-Con. Yeah. I'm really, I don't think I'll ever get to San Diego Comic-Con. And from what I hear, in order to truly enjoy it, you have to go every day. but you also, like, you and I like to meet people, and we like to get autographs and stuff like that. You lose days just waiting in line to meet one person. And that doesn't sound entertaining to me.
I don't mind waiting an hour or two, but...
Yeah, like, they say, if you want to meet Chris Evans, you have to wait 6 hours. And then while Chris Evans is doing a signing, Robert Downey Jr. is going to do one. So you can't meet them both. So, and it's like, I want to meet them all. So, I'd rather go to New York Comic Con. I've heard it's a little more accessible there. It's also closer to us. Mm-hmm. But I think I want to go to Baltimore Comic Con this year. They usually have a good draw, so I think I want to go there. What would you like to see more on the podcast in 2017?
I just like us to expect to put out great content, continue to get better.
Don't worry, buddy. That's already happening.
I just want us to continue to get better. You know what I mean? I mean, this time last year, I think we're better now.
Oh, absolutely.
And we just continue people. We want to continue people to listen.
Yeah.
And like our social media pages, and tell your friends, and we just to get better. And I want to expand our listeners, expand our social media.
Absolutely.
That's the one thing one thing I think is crucial is social media, because it's huge.
Yeah.
So if we can put a nice dent in that, I think we'll be pretty good.
Absolutely. And part of that's on me because 2017 is, my plan is to not work as much on like multiple jobs. I want to have one specific job. So I don't do a lot of promoting for the social medias other than the podcast, and I put out some tweets, but the tweets that I put out, they're mainly just my opinions, and maybe it doesn't spark anybody's interest. But what I'm expecting from the podcast, number one, is we are going to continue to put out great content. I'm working on so much stuff for this podcast for 2017 that it might sound like a whole new podcast. Same sexy hosts. Same sexy content.
Sexy hosts.
You got Big Jim Cheeses and C. Gritty from Charltron, Chuck over here. You have us putting out banging content. We're going to get guests. We're definitely going to get guests.
That's going to happen.
Because I'm going to have more time to do it. I'm going to rework all of our Facebook and Instagram and social media so I can make sure that it's a daily thing where people are going to look forward to it. It's going to be great. I want to, and it might not happen, but I want to make the charts on iTunes.
That would be amazing. Not
just like overall, because I know that's, one, we're not celebrities. Two, we're not going to get A-listers. And three, we don't put money into the podcast. We don't ask for money. No.
We do this for fun.
This is a hobby, and when it turns into work, it's not fun, and we're not going to do it anymore. So we probably won't make it to the Nerdist level or Mark Maron and stuff like that.
And if it does, great.
However, I want to be listed in the category that we are, and it's hobbies. We are listed in a hobby category, and I want to be like in the top of that. We're competing with like the fucking PE Geek. I'm sure they're great, but I want to beat them. I want to go higher and higher and higher. I want to raise the bar every episode that we do. Yep. So that's what I'm looking forward for as far as the podcast, because I think, we've talked about this, and I guess to get to know the geeks part, but we've reached 31 countries. I never thought that would ever happen. No, I never thought anybody would listen.
I never thought we'd hit 2 countries.
I didn't think anybody would ever listen to our stuff other than me and you.
And a couple of our friends.
Yeah, and, like I said, we got picked up by a network, and we're making friends with them.
It was a big year for our part.
Yeah, so, and, I want to go bigger. I want to increase our listeners. I want to increase the network's listeners. Mm-hmm. So when we're successful, they're successful, and vice versa. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm expecting huge things for the Active Geek podcast in 2017. What moments are you looking forward to in 2017?
Movies.
Yeah.
I'm really looking for a lot of the movies. Like you said, my wallet's not looking forward to it.
Oh my god. Dude, I'm gonna have to get another job just to support my movie passion.
So that's a huge thing I'm looking forward to.
Yeah. We gotta find a way to, there's gotta be memberships to join.
Or if we get big enough,
we get invited to premieres and we get screeners. Fucking right. That's
That's our goal.
I like the way you're thinking.
That's our goal.
I want free screeners. Send me the next.
We're not looking for money.
Send me the first edit of the Justice League. I'll plug the shit out of it.
Or send us they have, because the biggest city we have is Philadelphia, and they do have screenings a lot.
Yeah.
So send us over there.
Or New York. I'll drive the 3 hours. I got no problem with that. Take a
we'll
train.
review some movies for you.
Movies coming out that we forgot to talk about? Justice League Dark.
Yeah.
Animated movie, February 4th. Can't wait. We're going to do an episode on it, but I'm pumped for it. So that's another thing I'm looking forward to. Any other moments you're looking forward to in 2017?
No.
Dude, I'm getting married. That's the biggest moment in my life in 2017 is what
I'm looking forward to your wedding.
That's
going to be in it.
It's going to be a shit show.
I'm just going to be slapping balls all over the place.
I hope not. You might get not invited.
I'm going to be fly-ass co-best man.
You're going to be something. I don't know what you're going to be. But I'm excited to get married and take that next step into adulthood with my future wife. I'm very excited for that. And then I'm going to take it day by day and see what happens. I'm probably going to Ireland. That's the first time I've flown in like 3 years. First time I've been out of the United States of America. And it's the first time
across the pond.
Yeah, it's the first time I've ever had to get a passport. So I'm looking forward to that, and I'm just looking forward to just increasing the enjoyment and fulfillment of my life, of positivity. You would think I just watched a Tony Robbins motivational speech, but that's what I'm looking forward to. The last thing I'll ask you with 2017, Chuck, movies. Is it going to be movies, entertainment, all the stuff that we talk about, all the stuff that this podcast is focused on? Is it going to be a DC or a Marvel year?
I might be biased, but I think it will be Marvel.
Yeah.
Just because, you have your Thor, you have a Guardians of the Galaxy, Spider-Man is going to be huge. And then in TV, you have Defenders. Inhumans. You know what I mean? Iron Fist.
Yeah.
So I think, and DC, I think they're going to do good. I think CW is going to kill it. I think when it comes to the movie aspects, not so much. So I think what happened, I think CW... DC is going to do fantastic.
Yeah.
But when you compare it with the Marvel TV, I think it's going to slight it out, beat it out slightly.
Yeah.
Because it is really good, but Marvel's right up there.
Yeah.
It's like 1A, 1B. But then when you go to the movies, I think Marvel movies and DC movies aren't even going to become close. I
agree. I think it's going to be a Marvel year specifically based and solely based on the fact of the amount of content that's being released. Like you said, with DC you have Justice League and Wonder Woman. They're coming up. Whereas Marvel you have Spider-Man, Thor, and Guardians of the Galaxy. So that's 1+ movies. So there's money-wise they're gonna make more money. Content-wise, the movies are greater, and that's where it kind of trumps everything. More people are going to see the movies than they're going to see the shows. You know what I mean? So I think that's going to be a Marvel year, but I'd like to see DC end 2017 strong, where I don't have to shit on them so much. Because, like I said, I do like DC products. I really do. I like a lot of their heroes, but their movies are shit. All right. We don't need to open anything. No Geek Gallery. We don't need to go to the trailer park. We've kind of talked about it all.
Yeah.
But we have to plug ourselves.
Yep.
And like you said before, it's not going to hurt. We're going to ease into our plugs. We're on all the social media sites. We're
everywhere.
Yeah, we're everywhere. We're like the Big Brother. We are everywhere. We are on Twitter. That's @ActiveGeek_. Where our Twitter followers are increasing. We're approaching 50, which I'm happy about. We had Carhartt like one of our tweets this week, so shout out to Carhartt. I plan on buying a jacket after Christmas.
I have one and it's amazing.
Carhartt's great. 125 years in the game. They're a staple.
Mine's 10 years old and it's awesome.
I think mine's 125 years. We're on Instagram and it's The Active Geek. There's no underscore. It's The Active Geek. I changed it. Not from the last week. I edited it so it made sure there was no underscore, but that's our Instagram. Expect more and new content on that soon. We're on Facebook, Active Geek. We're on SoundCloud, Active Geek Podcast. We're on Spreaker, Geek Culture Cast Network. We're on iTunes, Active Geek Podcast, and the Geek Culture Cast Network. And if you can't listen to us and you're not listening to us, and you stumble upon us on Facebook through SoundCloud, and you want to listen to us on your phone, let me know what server you are on, or like what site you use, and I'll get it on there too. So may your 2016 be great.
Yep.
But may your 2017 be better. See ya.